Well, this is the Championship Wrestling Alliance Personality Profile. I have caught up with John Hawkins, leader of John Hawkins Promotions, inside a diner here in Cranberry, North Carolina, where the Championship Wrestling Alliance was this past weekend. And John, I got a few questions for you today, and you willing to answer them for me. You done told me before we come on the air here you would. You look distraught, and I think I know part of the reason why you are, but I want to ask you one important question first off the bat. We know you've been around Championship Wrestling Alliance for a long time, but I want to know how you got started in the wrestling business, and the fans would probably like to know that as well.
Okay, well, you know, this has been a stressful day, Matt. I've been with my attorneys all day long. I know you said we'll get into that later, but I've been going through everything I can, trying to find injunctions, trying to find reasons to keep that ladder match from happening. You want to talk about that later? We'll talk about that later. It's kind of up to here on me right now anyway. Starting in the wrestling business. To be honest with you, 1989 was the very first time I tried to start in the wrestling business. And that's the only thing I ever cared about. And I was a kid, and a family member knew somebody in the business. I went to shows, I helped ring, I rang a bell, all that good stuff, and I got caught up with a girl, and and some other things, and I had to go out in another way, another direction that was a faster direction for me to have money. Do I regret that? Yes, I regret that. I regret it every day of my life. Later on, the wrestling business part for me that everybody knows about John Hawkins. Well, you know what? Let me get back. 1999 is when I moved back to the area of East Tennessee. And when I moved back to that area, I decided to pursue some dreams that I had put to the wayside, because I've been in the business world. I've been in the business world for years, making a lot more money than my friends my same age had made. I had nice cars. I had nice houses. I dressed the best, I looked the best, John Hawkins. I came back and I wanted to pursue a dream, because the only thing I ever wanted since I was born was to be successful in the wrestling business. I took a cheaper road than what I should have took to get back in it in 1999 with a notorious figure, a notorious promoter in Upper East Tennessee that, just like happens so many times in wrestling business, took me for a ride, so to speak. I begged and I pleaded for the best training. Instead, I got thrown to the wolves, and thank God I'm a fighter, because when I got in there, I had to fight. Trust me. I fought every night. Every time we had a show, I fought. I had very little training, and I went in there against these guys that were veterans. They were bitter that I could talk. They were bitter that the fans liked me. And, I had to go in there and fight for respect for who I was. And I earned their respect. And if I didn't earn their respect, they shortly after retired. I did it for little or no pay because I was a stupid kid, just following a dream. And, there was a lot of blood, a lot of tears, a lot of injuries. 2001, I sustained a concussion to my frontal lobe in Morristown, Tennessee, that I woke up in a hospital bed and was told by a doctor that I should, to all intents and purposes, should be dead, because I came into what everybody thought was cool, and that was hardcore. I wanted to wrestle like CWA wrestles. I wanted to wrestle. These guys wanted to hit each other constantly with chairs and barbed wire bats and blow each other up and everything else, which is all well and good, but I could get that down at the National Sound, if I wanted to do that. But I did it, and I did it well. I'm not proud of it. It's not tapes that I'm going to sell on the CWA website with the best of John Hawkins. And you know what? As a piece of crap promoter, honestly, you could be featured on Jerry Springer or any episode that you ever want to make. And I've never talked about it, but I was in there. I even held belts for him. But to this day, it's a black eye on my career, because I consider my career class. No matter what you think about me, then I consider me class. I consider it a class act of where I'm at. You know, CWA is a class promotion. I like to think I helped build what CWA is today. I sustained an injury to a elbow, and that ruined my dream. It ruined my dream of being an in-ring performer, and it's even harder to talk about right now. I have a completely fake metal elbow on my left arm, and does it slow me down? No, not in a fight, but in a wrestling ring, yes. In a wrestling ring, yeah, it slows you down. You know, but being John Hawkins, being who I am, having a dip in my mouth, I overcame it. And that's when I found Steve Fury. Almost the rest is pretty much history. I found Steve Fury, I made him who he is. I turned this man into the beast, into the machine that he is. And through the grace of whoever, I found Chris Richards. Chris Richards was already established in this area, and the two giants made KMF, made JHP, because John Hawkins Promotions took off at that moment. The moment, and I know we got Collision Course coming up. You know, I remember a Collision Course debut for John Hawkins. I remember a Battle Royal where Steve Fury came in there, and nobody gave us any credit because we were from some promotion down the street. We were from some promotion down the road that nobody cared about. You know? But what mattered? Well, what in here? What's in here? I came in there with Steve Fury, and we took over. We took over right then. And the rest pretty much is history.
Well, John Hawkins, love you or hate you, I cannot deny your dedication to this business. I know you're 100% dedicated. A lot of people hate your guts, and a lot of people like you. You know, that's the thing about it, you know, but most of our fans, you know how their opinion is. But what I want to know today, John, is what other things are you into outside of wrestling? What other interests do you have?
Wow, you're just really digging deep, aren't you? Okay, well, the music we come out to with Steve Fury with KMF, that's my band. For years we played under the name Dead Level, which if somebody played a certain wrestling game sometime in the last 5 years and heard a move called the Dead Level, that came from me too. A certain New York superstar used the move as his finisher. I ran a lot of roads with him. That was named after my band. And the Poison from Birth thing, that's all my band. I've been involved in the music industry, and I'm still best friends with just about anybody you can name on a circuit around here, around East Tennessee. The guys are my brothers, the guys are my friends, and a lot of the music you hear on CWA is friends of mine. And from, you know, the Pat Carters to the Hinkles. These guys have ran the roads with me and for years and years, and they're just as much evil geniuses as I am. Aside from the music industry, I have a passion for paranormal investigations. A lot of people might know that. A lot of people probably don't know that. I've been doing that for about 4 years. Been from everywhere, from Waverly Hills Asylum, Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky, to places no one ever heard of that were the most haunted places I've ever been, like Newport, Tennessee, Cotton County War Memorial, various houses, anywhere you can really think of that they give us a call. I work for a group, Tri-Cities Paranormal, and you know, I love it. I've got a passion for it. I have a flair for the dark side anyway, so I seem to relate to anything on the darker side of life. It's sort of my niche.
Well, let's move on to tonight. It's in Johnson City, Tennessee, Legion Street Park and Rec Center. It's going to be a main event, 4-corner tag team match, non-title. World Tag Team title's not on the line, but $5,000 is on the line.
$5,000.
KMF Incorporated is involved. We're going to have the team of Eric Darkstorm and Alex Winters involved, teaming up for maybe the first time in CWA history. Check on that.
That's Rob Knott again. And go ahead and tell the rest of the teams, because I love them too.
The Party Boys are involved, Mike Atkins, Keith Knox, and Tony Givens and Robbie Cassidy involved. It's going to be 4 corners, $5,000 on the line. The winning team receives $5,000 tonight in Johnson City.
I don't even want to talk about Tony Gibbons. I have a storied history of Tony Gibbons. But tonight, I have a good feeling about it. Because see, I got 2 chances. They always try to stack the tables against me. The commission does. You know, Rob Knight does. Tries to stack the tables against me. And tonight, I outsmarted him. See, I get 15%. That's how it works. We win, I get 15% of the purse. Okay? Tonight, there's $5,000 on the line, Matt. 5,000 legitimate dollars. This is a recession. John Hawkins Promotions is flourishing, but $5,000 is what it is. It's $5,000. I get $750 as soon as we win. I got 2 chances. Eric Darkstorm, he's my guy. Okay? KMF, odds-on favorites. They're monsters. They're giants.
Undefeated.
If they lose, it's because they got shot on the way to the ring normally. Okay? Eric Darkstorm is one of the most extreme fighting machines that I've ever came across in my life. You know, size, he might not be the biggest guy out there, but I have Darkstorm with me for a reason. He's nuts. He's just as crazy as I am. This guy is legitimate, certifiably crazy. Okay? If they gave him the evaluation, we wouldn't see Mr. Darkstorm for a while. Alex Winters, I have led him to national titles. I have led him many times to many victories. We didn't part on bad terms. We parted because I didn't see the need for him with me anymore because conflict of interest with me taking KMF, my main money, to the top. But one night only, tonight, the Johnson City Parks and Rec. I'm coming to Johnson City, and I got a 1-night contract with Alex Winters for me to be his manager, and for Eric Darkstorm, I'm his manager. Just like I'm KMF's manager, I got 2 teams in this. I'm going to win it, one way or another. But you're asking me about, you know, why I'm not all flashy, why I'm not all smiling and happy, and why you have to come to some rundown diner to find me. Let me tell you, I've been in litigations all day. I've been going to, like I said, I've been going to these attorneys all day. May 30th, Kingsport, Civic Auditorium, collision course. The thing is, Matt, they come to us after we beat the Party Boys. I don't care if they throw us out of this diner. I'm so mad about this. Listen to me. Look at me. Because I'm not even sure you're not part of it. You're coming asking all these questions that I don't even care if the people know or not. The deal is, I have done nothing but come in this federation and win. Win since day 1. I've had streaks of winning. I've had streaks of my guys holding gold that they have to retire because they can't get it off of them. So the Party Boys, first it was trying to get Keith healthy, right? Right?
Yep.
Hey man, I'll call it like it is. Try to get Keith in that ring. See, you know, did you attack him? Did you not? Who cares? You attack my guys and see if they show up at the next town. They'll be there. Because number 1, you're not going to beat them down to the extent that they can't be there. And then Wayne Atkins, I told him what would happen. You want to get in the ring with us? You want to play with big boys? You're going to have to learn how to take big pain. What happened last time at the Civic Auditorium is we put a plastic bag over Wayne Atkins' head, Matt, and we tried to kill him. Okay? We're called KMF. I told him to not come. I told Keith not to come. So what did they do when we beat them? That was a street fight, Matt. I don't care. I know you're all upset. You were all jumping in the ring, right? You're all jumping in the ring. You're upset. It's a street fight, Matt. There's no rules. Have you ever fought on the street, Matt?
I understand the rules of the match.
There is no rules.
That's right.
I capitalized on the situation. Capitalizing on the situation means I put him to sleep. We won the match. It's done. But no, then I find out they want to put us in a ladder match. A ladder match for our World Tag Team titles. World Tag Team titles. They want to take those off of us any way they can, and that's the best way. I hit kudos. Kudos, CWA. Bravo. Good show, old man. You figured one out on us. Let's try to get the 2 7-footers, Steve having a basketball college career, Chris Richards, bar fighting for the last 10 years. Let's try to get these guys to climb a ladder. Well, let me tell you something. I couldn't get an injunction to get it, and I'm not scared for them. They're not scared. They didn't want me to even go to a lawyer. It's the principle of the situation. We won the match. We won. It's done. Okay? Wayne, Keith, you might have an advantage, and I'll give you that. You've got an advantage to get up that ladder. So we're just going to have to break their legs so they can't climb the ladder. And I know Neck has a match that night against my Eric Darkstorm. Neck Hammonds thinks he's got something going because he's going to have a pile driver match because it's personal now. I heard him say it. I watched a TV program. These guys don't think I hear this. Neck Hammonds, Neck, thinks that he's going to have a pile driver match. You know the rules of that, Matt? Do you know the rules?
First person to hit a pile driver is the winner and the television
Let me
champion.
ask you a question. You seem like a smart man. You're answering these questions real good. Let me ask you a question. Last time they went together, who was the first man to hit a pile driver?
Or Darkstorm. Twice.
Twice. What happened to Neck?
We had to carry him out of the ring.
He earned his name again, didn't he? He earned his name again. What happened the last time Darkstorm faced him before that?
We had to carry him out of the ring on a stretcher in Bristol. I was there.
Carry him out on the stretcher, Matt. You know what's going to happen this time? You don't have to answer that. I know you're impartial. And I'll even applaud you on you being impartial. But let me tell you something. Let me tell the commissioners. Let me tell everybody from the state that likes to fine us whenever somebody gets hurt in a dangerous manner. If you're weak at the heart, if you're squeamish, okay, you might want to look away. Because we're going to be the first ones to hit this. And this time, by God, when we hit that pile driver's going to drive his neck through the mat. Because I'm sick of looking at him. I'm sick of looking at Wayne Atkins. I'm sick of looking at Keith Knox. And better than that, tonight in Johnson City, Tennessee, we might go ahead and finish it all. Because you know what? It seems to me that I got pretty much everybody I hate in a match at the same time. So you want to ask me questions? I'll give you the answers. And you don't always like them, they don't always like them, but you know what? It always comes to pass.
Well, John Hawkins, I've known you for quite a while, and this is the most determined I've ever seen you look. And tonight in Johnson City, it's going to be a 4 corners match. No titles on the line, just $5,000. But on May 30th, it's Collision Course 2009, and we all just heard what John Hawkins said. I tell you what, buy a ticket and come out. This is going to be one of the greatest events you'll ever witness. And like if John Hawkins' boys live up to what they're saying, it may be a pretty sick show. John, thank you for sitting down with us today for the first Championship Wrestling Alliance personality profile. There's one every single Saturday right here on the Tri-City CW4 at 3 p.m. We sit down with somebody different. Thanks for joining me today, John. We'll be right back right after this.